Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel, and thank you for joining. Now, in today's episode, we're going to discuss Adam Cerra. Okay, now, there's been a lot of questions asked about Adam Cerra, a lot of requests. Everyone wants to talk about Adam Cerra. Just coming down. Okay, now it's actually even more of a hot topic now because Sam Walsh went down with a hammy, but he'll be back for the opening round. I would say he's only out for 4 weeks, but not ideal for Sam Walsh's preparations. But then again, we saw last year Sam Walsh came in unprepared. First game, he's got a 170 or whatever it was, so it doesn't really matter for Sam Walsh. But anyway, we're not here to talk about Sam Walsh. We're here to talk about Adam Cerra. Now, Adam Cerra is priced at 447k. Now that's a bargain. Okay, now you see, Nick, I'll put here all the mid-price madness players. So you got Adam Cerra, you got Will Ashcroft, Will Day, Darcy Parish, Clayton Oliver, and Pete Dinger is a bit under all of them. But the 5 of these boys. Okay, now can you start with all 5? I would say no. Maybe in fantasy, if the prices are similar, yes. But in Supercoach, I don't know. It's a massive risk, okay? And I would say no. You can't start all 5. So you're going to have to pick and choose which one you like, okay? It's like shopping and buying some ice cream. You can't have all the flavors at once. You got to pick the chocolates, the vanillas, and the strawberries, okay? Now Adam Cerra is the chocolate. He's a gun. Now let's go through his stats. Now, as you can see here, Adam Cerra played 5 years before he broke out, and he broke out in a big way in 2023. Played 19 games and scored a 108 average, and then last year dropped off. Okay, now we're going to find out what happened last year, but let's have a look at 2023 first. What was he doing in 2023? And oh my God, okay, have a look at these scores. Now, he didn't start well, okay? 170. This is a poor start, and then he went absolutely bananas. Okay, not even bananas. He actually went next level. He went bananas. Okay, now a 106 followed by a 144, 134, a 132, then a 79. But you can see very consistent. Okay, now we spoke about Houston previously, and we said how many captain scores did Houston give us, which was only 3 for the whole year. Well, Cerra. If you go for the 130 plus scores, we got 1, 2, 3. Give him the 129 as a 4, 5, 6 scores, 129 plus, and then you also got a 127. So 7 scores above 127, and that's excellent. As you can see here, his price shot up to 629k at one stage. All right, so that's his highest peak at 629k. So you're virtually getting a Cerra that was worth 629k 2 years ago for 500. How much was he? 547k. That's a 180k saving just coming down. We now go to the DFS Australia, Australia's number one, the world's number one leading stats centre. Okay, now for AFL. Now let's have a look. Now we go to CBAs. I want to look at 2023. What happened in 2023? This is the one that interests me the most. Okay, in 2023, Adam Cerra. Now we had Pittinet was your ruckman. You got Cripps as a number 1 main man, okay, in the centre. You got Hewitt at number 2, and Cerra swapping with Walsh, alternating. So you can see here, Cerra is a main man also. So Cerra, is this 2020? It is 2023. This is pretty impressive. 55. So at the start, he had 55%, 79, 50, 55. But his scores didn't really show much the first opening rounds, did it? Well, 100, then a 75, then a 96, then an 84. So there is a flaw there, okay? We do have a flaw, and we do have a ceiling, okay? But the ceiling's around about 140, and the floor's around about 70. He's done it twice, but this game he might have been injured. But you can see the consistent basis here. He's gone on a stretch of 1, 2, 3, 4... this is 5th game, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 game stretch, including an injury where he's scored, probably would have gone 100 that game as well, so 13 tons in 14 games. So it is a promising sign. So we've seen Cerra as the midfielder in 2023, but in 2024, what happened with Cerra? Okay, well, what happened to him? Okay, now Cripps is at number 1 again. Okay, Sam Walsh is at number 2, coming back from injury at number 2. Now Hewitt is still there. Okay, now you can see Hewitt's stats is pretty high up there, and you can then see Adam Cerra. Okay, just bits and pieces. Okay, not much. Okay, a lot of 13, 15, 38. Nothing is yellow. Everything is green. Okay, now remember, yellow is a nice color, especially when you mix it with black. It becomes yellow and black. Just coming down. Now with Cerra, he was okay, but Matt Kennedy also taking up some of the midfield minutes. Okay, so Kennedy's gone. Okay, Carroll's gone. So Kennedy and Carroll's gone. Now they've got the young boy at Carlton now. Smith. Now we're not sure if they're going to put him straight in the midfield or they're going to sort of ease him into that spot, because a lot of easy games early up for Carlton, including Richmond first up. So their midfield should go nuts. Now we're going to go to Adam Cerra in 2023 in round 1, and this is against Richmond. Okay, no, we're at 2023 at the MCG. He scored 100 against Richmond. Against Collingwood. No, that's 2022. Okay, 2023. Round 1, he scored the 100 Supercoach points. Okay, and let's see where he played. Okay, now let's get the heat map out. Okay, looks like midfield, but looks like he didn't get much of the CBAs. Okay, looks like Walsh and most likely Cripps would have got all the CBAs. So he wasn't really involved in the CBA action here, but he was involved around the ground. But that's not bad for not doing much. It's 100 points for this, okay? And it doesn't the map's not screaming out, get me. What did he have that day? 14 kicks, 7 handballs. Okay, went at 76%. Now that's an important thing to show you now. His disposal efficiency is very high. You got 87s, 85, 75, 70. It's really high. You got some low games at 60s, but mainly it's always 70 to 80, and that's massive for a player, especially at Carlton, where Walsh and Patrick Cripps, their disposal efficiency is right down. So this boy Cerra, it's right up there. Now let's have a look at round 2. He played GWS. Okay, he scored here in round 2. Actually, no, that's against Geelong. He scored a 75. Again, a lot of CBA action, but only a 75, and then that worries me. All right, but not to worry. Let's go to the big games now. All right, so we sort of get an idea. He is in the midfield now. He scored a 144 in this game. This is against St Kilda at Marvel. Okay, 144. You can see here he's gone nuts. Look at that, touches everywhere. So that's a huge game. Okay, let's go back here. So what did he do this game? 144. He had 22 kicks. He had 40 touches. Okay, now you're not going to expect 40 touches from Cerra every week. Okay, let's look for a game that had 30 touches. All right, 30 touches against West Coast. Scored a 134. That's another big game, and that's for 30 touches. Okay, this is the Cerra that we want. Okay, this is if Cerra can get 30. We just saw he can get 40 touches. He's a player that can actually get, and he won't get tagged. So that's another good thing. Now let's have a look at another game. Mind you, we've got some injuries here as well. He's been injured a few times. Now Cerra the following week had 37 touches against Brisbane, and that's a strong opposition. And it's 33 touches. As it scored a 132. Another big game from Cerra. So what it's telling me is, which is the obvious, if Cerra gets a lot of touches, he scores a lot of points. Okay, that makes sense. Now, because the following week he only had 20 touches, and he scored a 79 or an 80 or whatever, and only kicked the handball was 7 to 13, so very low. And then back up to the 33 touches, and another 108. 22 touches, a low game, a 96. 30 touches, 129. And you can see here, 30, 27, 27, 27. So 27 is good enough for him. So we need 25 plus touches from this man, and he can go nuts. Now let's have a look what happened in 2024. Just calm it down. Now in 2024, you can see here it's a disaster. Okay, it's played a game. I'm not sure if he got injured and left, or we're going to find out. Scored a 128, then 81, maybe got injured again. Scored a 99, then a 75, maybe got injured again. We don't know. 102, and maybe at a playing in a different position here. We're going to find out. So, Cerra, that's why we're getting him cheap, okay? Because we're not getting him for this type of scoring. We're getting him for this kind of scoring, okay? So we're going to find out now what happened to Cerra in 2024. Now, round 0 against the Brisbane Lions, he scored a 92, had 79% time on ground. Now, keep in mind, his time on ground has never been really that high, okay? It's usually around about, you can see here, 75, 77, a couple of 80s, a couple of mid-80s where he's gone nuts. But mainly, it's around about the 70 area, all right? Even last year, it's all in the 60s and 20s and 70s or 50s. So it's not much. He didn't spend much time on the field. But when he played in round 0, okay, here it is here, okay, at the Gabba, what did he do? Well, he played midfield, all right, so he did get that midfield role. It's a good role. But, and what was his score in this game? It was round 0. It was a 92, all right, for good role, 25 touches. It's actually disappointing, okay, and 68% disposal efficiency with 4 tackles. And that's another thing I want to talk about, his tackles. He does tackle, okay? He has 7, 8, 6. So he's not a tackling machine as in like a lad, okay, but he's not too bad either. So he does have tackling in his arsenal, okay? Now, round 1, he had 15 touches against Richmond with 76% time on ground. Okay, now this is against Richmond. Didn't do much. Okay, that's a disappointing one. Round. Well, I don't know if he got off injured because it doesn't say he got injured here. So nothing about injury. He missed round 2, then played round 3 against North Melbourne at Marvel. Had 22 touches, scored a 128. That's what we expect. Okay. At Marvel, and again, he's in the midfield. So he's had that one bad game, all right? Let's dig in further. Round 4 at Adelaide Oval, 24 touches. Now, with 24 touches at 67%, went at 81. That's disappointing, okay? Again, he didn't do much. Not much yeah, these are not good, this one. Let me just get rid of these heat maps. Okay, let's go over here now. Where are we up to? All right, against Collingwood. Then he missed again. Okay, so I don't know if he got injured that game as well. I don't know why we're going to find out why he's missing all these games. Then he played against Collingwood. Had 21 touches, and that's not much. 16 kicks and 5 handballs is not bad, but at 62%. So I'm expecting. Well, he got a 99. Okay, that's not too bad. Against Melbourne, 21 touches, 10 kicks, 11 handballs at 57%, and he scored a 75. And it says here interchange. So I only had 45% time on ground, which is actually quite good. Okay, so 45% time on ground and 21 touches. So he's having a good game. He was having a good game. He only played half a game, okay, and looked good. So the following week, 54% got injured. Still scored a 102 with 54% time on ground. That's another impressive game. 23 touches with 54% time on ground. That's impressive. So there is an Adam Cerra that can go nuts, and there is an Adam Cerra that can go quiet. So that's what I've noticed, okay? But the Adam Cerra that can go quiet and nuts, there's a big gap between it, all right? There's an 81 to 128 gap, okay? It's a huge gap between a good and a bad Adam Cerra. But going by the 2020 free stats, he can go on a huge run. Okay, so he can go nuts, straight up. Now I've gone to the AFL website with Carlton and looked at the injury report. Now this is dated back July 31 of 23. Okay, now this is back to 23 now, and Adam Cerra subbed out in the third quarter with a hamstring injury. Now if we go back, All right, there's all different dates. Then we can go here. Okay, Adam Cherry or Adam Cerra. Okay, this is August 6, 2024. Okay, now again Adam Cerra with a hamstring injury. Okay, now let's have a look. More Adam Cerra news. Okay, another one here, Adam Cerra. Okay, another hamstring injury. So Adam Cerra and hamstring injuries is a this is a different. This is May 10, 2020. So it's a different date again. Another hamstring. So Adam Cerra has a hamstring injury issue. Okay, so he is high risk. The chances are you may have the Adam Cerra that plays. Let's have a look. How many games did he play most seasons? How durable is he? Well, he can play 19 games, okay, but then he can play 12. But he hasn't had a full season, okay. You can see, but he hasn't missed many. So, but we are looking at a possible missing of a few games, possibly 3 to 4 weeks with a hamstring injury sometime during the season. Now, the same issues so also happens to be with Parrish at the same price as Cerra. He also has calf issues. Okay, so we've got hamstring issues. We have calf issues. With Oliver, we have a different type of issues. Okay, Will Day also has injury issues. He's very fragile, and Ashcroft probably the most durable out of the 5 of them. Okay, but Cerra does have the risk with the hamstring. We now go to our final verdict on Adam Cerra, and first up, the question is there value? And yes, okay, there's a lot of value there. Okay, we've seen him peak at actually, what price was it? 620k at one stage. Okay, that was his highest peak at 620k. So in regards to how much value is there, well, it's up to 180k in value. Well, not 1,890, but up to 180k in value. And that's not bad, okay? So that's a lot of value. That's at his peak, but so that's peaking, okay? So we did say up to, all right? Now, points-wise, average-wise, what are we expecting? I'm going to give you his best and his average, all right? Let's work this out. Now, with averages, you can manipulate it to suit your own arguments. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do now. We're gonna manipulate the averages and make it suit us and make him look better. Okay, now when I say that, I mean that with tongue in cheek, because I'm gonna take out these low scores. Let's go to around 23. I'm gonna go to when his engine started. Okay, and let's say if we started him from this round onwards. Okay. Go all the way up here. All right, keep going. Before he got injured, up to there. Okay, he was averaging 120. Okay, so he can average up to 120 on a big stretch. Okay, even if you put these in here, it's the same thing, 119. So he's a high averaging player, 115. You can see here, still averaging high. Okay, now even at this one at 111, even at 111, all right, from the start of the season up until he got injured, he was going at 111, and if you take a slow start out, it's going at 120. So what can we expect from Adam Cerra in regards to an average? Well, we're gonna say anywhere between a 100, okay, and a 110. I would say, maybe even a 105 to a 110, and that's very close to a keeper status. So just going right here, close, very close to keeper status. So borderline, on a borderline yes. Okay, now decision for me. Would I start him? Okay, now that's a tough one. Is he a must-have? No, not a must-have, because you got so many options. If we didn't have these options, he would be a must-have. But we've got these options. We've got Ashcroft, Day, Parrish, Oliver. We've got Peatling there as well, and Cerra. So there are options available. So you don't have to always have the chocolate ice cream. Sometimes you can go vanilla or strawberry. Okay, so it doesn't mean that you have to start him. So, but the value is there. Am I gonna start him? Decision. I'm undecided. Okay. I'm undecided and I'm confusion. I want to see his pre-season, and I want to see what he's going to do. But his role would probably be most likely be in the midfield. So I'm happy with his role. And notes, okay, hammy issues is a problem. Okay, but it's not a major problem. But as we saw, Walsh just went down with a hammy as well. So hammy issues could be a problem. Okay, so it's a low risk. I wouldn't say it's a high. I'd say it's a low risk. Okay, you can't always get a hammy, but he has got the history. Anyway, that's all for today. Thank you for joining, and remember one thing: it's nice to be important, but it's important to be nice. Ciao for now.
That's all, folks.